Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I am very glad to be back in the saddle and recording another video. This is episode 2, part 1 of voicing your characters. This time I believe I think it must have been 12 or 11 submissions, which is far too many for me to put into one video. So it will be a two-parter. Part 1 will of course be released as you're watching this, and part 2 will probably follow 1 to 2 days afterwards. It'll really just depend on how busy I am with other things and just what's going on. But I will endeavour to have it up same week. I'm hoping to have this video. I'm hoping you're watching this video on Monday or Tuesday. Fingers crossed. That's also a note for me as the editor when I'm editing. Make sure this video goes up on that day. Thank you. So, before I get into things, it's really hot here in New Zealand. I'm dying. It's like 35 degrees Celsius, and I'm like sweating all over the place, and it's really gross. So if I look a bit flushed, it's because I'm wearing like headphones, and it's really, really warm. I also sensibly had water, but I finished it all before I started recording. Oh well. Anyway, before I extend this video length any more than it really has to, I'm going to get onto some of the characters. But to make this video a bit more interesting, I thought I'd for the first one, I thought I'd just go through like my process for figuring out the voice of a character. Because I thought it might be interesting. And if you guys wonder why I keep glancing down here, it's because I've got my computer screen just down here, so I can see all my information. So yeah, it's really helpful for me when you guys tell me what accent you think the character sounds like, or which one you use. Yeah, I like this because it just gives me a really good ballpark of where to go, and it's especially good if there's a description of how they act. Like I've had some people say little notes like whether they're aggressive or friendly or stuff like that. It really helps. But what I'll do is I'll look at what's been given to me, and in this case I'm going to use character submission from Andrew Thomas. Thank you, Andrew. It's awesome that people trust me with their characters. And with Andrew Thomas' character, Thamian Devereaux. Now, this is quite a good one because there's a description of the character. I might include a little image popped up on the screen, like here, if I'm good enough at editing. I'm kind of new to this like video editing thing, so I'm still trying to figure out, but I'm going to try to have something there. But yeah, there's a good description. I'll read it out to you guys because it's interesting. A retired war veteran, was a bannerman for a noble family and a battlefield bugler. A bit of an eccentric with grim appearance. Can be seen wearing half plate with his old house banner draped across his chest. Carries a saber and a shield. Walks with the heavy saunter of a dwarf. And while to some people that might seem like a bit not very useful information for this sort of thing, it does help me because as well as the voice acting, I do stage acting. So a lot of stage acting is figuring out how the character holds themselves, and the voice in some ways comes from that. And a thing I think that a lot of people seem to forget is that when you're working with a voice, it's a whole character that you're putting I hate to use the words putting on, but like it's the character that you're becoming. So this helps sort of get you in the mindset of the character. I've been given a quote which is really great, and then thank you, an accent suggestion. This is French. So what I'll do is I'll take this information and I'll read through it, I'll think about it, and I'll practice. I'll just sit here with my microphone, with my monitors, and I'll be like, line. I'll do it over and over again just to sort of get the knack of the voice. Sometimes, though, for some voices, like if I've read them, I find it's better if I do them just off the top of my head, because I feel for some characters it comes more naturally, but others that require a more complex accent change, that requires a little bit more practice. So with this one, I've given it a little bit of practice because I'm trying to get my French accent a little bit better. But here's the quote, and tell me what you guys think. You'll not meet a more fantastic gathering of warriors this side of the realm. I do love that. That's a very bard thing to say. Sorry, I forgot to mention half-elf battle bard. I should have mentioned. Did I mention this? Again, if I'm a good editor, I'll put a little note saying, "Stop being an idiot. You did mention it," or "Well done for remembering." Yeah. So I'll just do it again because I mean it's. You'll not meet a more fantastic gathering of warriors this side of the realm. So yeah, that's a sort of a basic little idea of how I do things. Gonna move on to let's do this. Here we go. I do apologize. My computer is really slow, so it sometimes takes a little while for me to load up things. But here we go. So the next one is from Tom, or Tommy Tindling, but Tom is the player name. This character is Dangun Fosmite. Oof, that's a right dwarven name if ever I've heard one. The Mountain Dwarf Cleric, War Domain, and Fighter. Ooh, and a Fighter Champion. That's an impressive. Yeah, no, that's the kind of character when you meet them, you don't want to annoy them because it's the kind of character that'll just destroy your kneecaps. But anyway, so again, I've got a little description. I will, again, if I'm good, it's here. If I'm not, it's really cringy. This is another quote. I love this quote. This quote's beautiful. I told you once, I'm not healing you until I get my foot out of this ribcage. Come on, how can I be expected to fight if I've got my foot in the ribcage? I will admit, I'm just extending it there because I find this one quite funny. I love it when the quotes really bring some good imagery. Like this quote brings some really good imagery. You can just picture this, and there's a picture, and again, editing here. There's a real picture. I can just imagine this dwarven cleric fighter just foot in case, just staring, and there's a character across the room or something who's in need of healing, and he's just standing there looking at it, going, "Oh, what do you expect me to do? My foot's in a rib cage. What am I supposed to do with this?" Yeah. It's a good fun one. But I love hearing about you guys' characters because one of the things that's amazing about this is that I get to like hear about your characters because you give me little descriptions and it's really cool to see what people are playing. I'm a dungeon master, and I haven't actually played as a player for a while now. I enjoy DMing, but I do have a character that I will play at some point. Good old half-elf bard. Vanali Fairith. But it's just cool for me to see what you guys are playing. If I just scroll again. Let's go. Where is the file? I have them all in separate files, like in a folder, and I have them all in separate files, just so I can have, because I like write little notes and stuff, just so I know what I'm doing and can just reference. Yep. Just loading up the file. A couple of the submissions that I got didn't have quotes, so I've reached out to those people for quotes. If you don't want to have a quote, or I should say, don't have one, ask me and I'll make one up. But with that, again, you're putting a lot of trust in me to come up with something as personal as a key sort of quote for your character. Let's go. Apologies, it is really hot. Oh man, I am dying. Let's go. Here we go. There you are. Beautiful. So up next, we have a character submission from Kenneth Meadows. The character name is Peleus Fendline, sorry. The character's racing class, Tiefling Champion Fighter. Ooh. Alright, let's go. So this one has 2 quotes, so I think I'll do both. Yeah, I'll do both, just because, well, don't give me 100 quotes. If I do it, when I do the next one, don't give me 10, because I won't do all 10, but 2 is good. So yeah. It's, I do love this. Apparently, despite being trained in any charisma skill and only having 10 in the attribute, he passed more charisma checks than anything else. Yeah, interesting. So let's do this. Do not open that door, mortal. I am a powerful being of the lower planes, and unless you wish to feel my wrath, you will remain where you are and dare not look upon me. And then the second quote is, and it's got a nice little thing about how, calmly as he places his hand on the shoulder of a cultist as he's about to try and throw him off a bridge to their death over 1,000 feet below. I am here to help you fly. Spoiler alert for the next 10 seconds. Goldfish, anyone? Goldfish? Yes, goldfish. Not a good idea. As a dungeon master, I've had players do stuff like goldfish. Any players who don't know what that means, any people who watch Critical Role don't know what this, you'll get to it, I hope, and it is a golden moment. Oh, it's a I love it when that happens. But anyway, let's move on to the next ones. I don't want this video to be too... Okay, let's go on to... I think I'll do... I had planned to get through, I think, about 5 on this video, so I'm get through a couple more. So the next one we have here is from Jax Tharp, and it's Aramundus the Red. Ooh. Oh, cool. That's right, yeah. And Azimar Lawbard. A lot of bards. I love... Man, I say this a lot, but come on. Love for the bard. Love for the bard. My character's a bard. What you gonna do? Sorry about that, people. We had a minor technical glitch. That's why there was that little jump cut. So, back to this. So we're gonna get back to the quote. Let's get back to it. Okay, so... Kaelin, last time you touched a magic item when I told you not to. It removed your face. Why do you keep to ignore me? Oh, sorry. Why do you continue to ignore me? I feel like that's every exasperated caster when, like, the barbarian or one of the other, like, of the members of the party who's not magic-based goes to touch something magical. That's... yeah. Oh, yeah, this quote is probably one of the most bard quotes I've ever heard. 5 years ago, I was a cleric in training. A year ago, I was an innkeeper. 3 months ago, I was homeless and fleeing from a band of orcs, as you do. Now I have all the power in the world in my hands, and I cannot think of a better use of it than impressing ladies and scaring children. I truly am the worst hero ever, aren't I? Yeah, I like that. It was good. Let's get through. I'm gonna get through one more, I reckons. One more. Cool. I love having slow internet. Yay! These videos take so long to upload. It's like several hours to upload. It's painful. Let's do this. Up next, we have a character from Daniel de Klerk, assume pronunciation, and the character name is Gaius Baltaran. Ooh, that's a strong name, Gaius Baltaran. Yeah. This is a human storm sorcerer. All the power. Sorry. Okay. So this one was really cool for me because there's a big lot of backstory, big whole bunch of like information on the character, which I thought was really cool. I really enjoyed, and I love reading these. They're so cool. It's good for me because it's why I love it, because I don't know, because when I like pick out accents to practice, I often end up picking ones that I'm already okay with. So this is really good because it sort of throws me in the deep end, and I might get an accent I've never tried in my life. So it's like, oh, okay. Cracking out the IDEA. I know Liam actually plugged this in his Signal Boost, and it's the International Dialects of English Archive. This resource is invaluable. Like, I cannot preach the wonders of the IDEA enough. Because if you go to the IDEA... I know I've gone a bit off track, but I'm just going to plug this. Not sponsored, by the way. No sponsorship. Please, I'd quite actually like that sponsorship, but no sponsorship here. But the IDEA is a free archive of hundreds, if not thousands, of accents. And it's just recordings of people saying... are you saying the same sentence, or... I think they may have changed the sentence a few times. I haven't gone through the whole lot. There's thousands. But saying in English and in their native accent. And it's really good to just to listen back to, and if you try and like mimic it, and then what you can do is if you can record yourself doing it, and then you can play the two and compare them and see how close you are. This one again, yeah. So anyway, got off topic. Go check out the IDEA. I'll link it in the description. Back on track. I'm back. I had to go get myself some water. It is scorching hot. So let's get back to it. Okay, here we go. So much grandstanding and speechifying. You bore me. Into the hole with you. And then there's the the description of Kraus create pit under the villain, causing them to fall out of sight mid-speech, then wreathe themselves in arcane lightning. Now, let me show you what real power is. Oh man, that art is so cool. I just like scroll down a little bit to where I've got the art included, and I'll have it up there. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, well, I'm gonna actually end part one. Well, I should say that's enough of the voices. I'm still gonna talk a little bit more because there's a couple of things I want to go over. But that's it for voices for this episode. I'll get to the rest next episode. Which way should I be pointing? I think it's that way. Yeah, next episode, which is that way, or it will be in like 2 days. But if you're watching this on the day that the second video released, then it'll be up right now. And if you're watching this a year from now, because you've wanted to go back and watch one of my oldest videos, because you're a loyal subscriber, I'm sorry that you thought it was a good idea to come back this far. Okay. I reckon in a few more years I'll be much better at this, and I'll go back and I'll look at these videos and I'll go, what was I doing? What is this? Anyway, so thank you for trusting me with your voices. It's a big honor and sort of a nice thing, and I just want to extend a lot of love and a lot of thanks for all the positive feedback on my last one. I have a lot. It's weird. I'm an actor, but I have really low sort of self-confidence in my work, so I'm always a bit hesitant, and I was really scared to release that video on such a big platform as the Critical Role Facebook page. Like, that was a big thing. I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit spooky, and I did it, and I was like, oh, this is a thing I did. Oh god. And then people started commenting their feedback, and it was all really good, and I was like, oh, okay, I feel better. So thank you to all the people who liked my work. It gave me warm and fuzzies to hear how happy, especially one comment which was saying that a person's, I think it was partner or sister or something, or like close relation, said that that's how she had imagined the voice, and this wasn't the person who played it. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. Oh, I was really happy. That made me really happy. Like seeing those sort of things just made my day. With that said, please feel free to leave some criticisms. Like, when I say criticisms, internet, and I'm talking to you internet troll with the keyboard. When I say constructive, please. Constructive feedback, especially from voice actors, would be great. How I can improve. Any tips you have for learning accents or how you do things would be like much appreciated. Thank you. You're a wonderful bunch of people, and I know there's a lot of very talented people out there. I would like to say that I am looking for an artist to work with on a project. I've been working on a project for a little while, and I am looking for an artist, and I thought I'd send out the appeal to one of you lovely people. If you're interested in doing some form of collaboration, I was thinking a sort of a... if you're interested, just comment and I'll PM or talk to you more about details. Apart from that, I think I've said thank you enough times in this video. But yeah, just thank you a lot. It's been amazing. It's been a great learning experience for me. Just that first video and then recording this one now. It's been fantastic. I'd just like to plug, and I'm going to do a bit of a shameless plug here because, I mean, I'm uploading these to YouTube, and you know, gotta make that ad revenue that I totally don't actually make, especially after the new changes to the YouTube. I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, but just if you like my content, consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, hit the notification bell and all that sort of jazz, and like the video, share it if you want to with your friends. I'd love to. I'm hoping to start uploading. I know I've said this before, but I'm really going to try and dedicate myself to uploading regular content. And I've been thinking, and I said at the start that it wouldn't all be D&D, but I gotta be honest, at the moment, that's where a lot of my passion lies, is with Dungeons and Dragons and, well, recording. So, most of the content will be Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I'm considering releasing my own sort of equivalent of DM tips, but some of my input on DM tips. I'm thinking about doing sort of some class race comparison sort of videos. I'd love an excuse to talk about bards a lot, because I really like bards. I'm sorry, I just really like bards. I might even do a dice review, because, you know, where are you? Here we are. Because I got a few of these dice, and I'd really like an excuse to talk about dice, because I really like dice. I know this is like not that many, especially compared to Laura. Laura has a lot of dice. I need to catch up, but look at my pretties. I should stop. I should stop here. Yes, I'm going to stop the video here before we go way too long and before it takes my internet hours to upload. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I was going to do my plug here. I was going to be a proper YouTuber and do a proper YouTuber outro. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in part 2.